People in Ohio that I've met, and I spent some time there, not nearly as much as you, really credit the president for the auto bailout and the fact that you have the Chevy Cruze being built there from seat covers all the way to assembly.
Hey, look, we're really happy in Ohio the auto industry is making a comeback, but the fact is Ohio voters are going to be really surprised when they learn that it was Barack Obama who took them through bankruptcy.
This was a big moment in the debate last night, the auto bailout. I don't know how at this point you can continue to fact check. We know the facts of what happened. We know the op-ed that was written by Governor Romney. What do you make of this, Michael? Is it a reinvention of history? Is it to try to make bankruptcy and all of the details so complicated that some of the people who are on the fence, some of those white middle-class workers, will get confused over what happened?
Yes, I think in a word it probably is, and I think it underscores how much of this race continues to hang in the balance in the Buckeye state. If the president is reelected, and if he's reelected with Ohio in his column, I think we're going to look back at this issue, Tamron, and say it was the most outcome determinative in the whole campaign.
Jonathan Collegio, let me play that exchange from the debate regarding the auto bailout between Governor Romney and the president.
I said these companies need to go through a managed bankruptcy, and in that process they can get government help and government guarantees.
Governor Romney, that's not what you said.
Fortunately, you can take a look
Governor
at the op-ed.
Romney, you did not say that you would provide governor help. Governor Romney, you keep on trying to airbrush history here.
Jonathan Collegio, is Governor Romney trying to airbrush history as it relates to the
I actually went back and read the op-ed last night. As this was going on, I got on my phone and looked at it. And he does say about two-thirds into the way through the article that the auto industry, the companies, could ask the government for help. So I don't know that he was necessarily totally off base. Everybody should go and read that New York Times piece. I think it's important to. But I think it's also critical to kind of get out of the bubble here. I mean, we're all talking about the foreign policy bit of this. This is all, to me, very, very eerily reminiscent of 1992 when President George H.W. Bush really wanted to be talking about foreign policy while Bill Clinton just ate his lunch on the economy. And I think we're seeing a lot of that here because every time that this went back to the economy, Mitt Romney was very, very strong.
So you believe in the auto bailout moment there last night that Governor Romney ate President Obama's lunch on the auto bailout?
In the first presidential debate, absolutely, which is all about the economy.
We're talking about last night because you're telling me that foreign policy, while important, your guy's A game is the economy, and at every opportunity in turn, both of them, quite honestly, last night tried to figure out a way to bring in the economy. The big point of the economy in Ohio is the auto bailout. There are people right now who might be on their lunch break watching who have a job because of that auto bailout. And you believe the presentation from Governor Romney last night was fact and not an airbrush in an attempt to get those folks to vote, and that he was behind this?
I think the proof is in the pudding because just today, I mean, in response to all this, just today, President Obama put out a new economic plan. Less than 2 weeks to go, we have a new economic plan that's not really new at all. It's just a bunch of recycled ideas that he's already put out over the last couple of years. So I think that they are scared on the economy, and I think that that's clear in the aftermath of the debate.
Lois, let me bring you in on this, and I don't want to harp on the auto bailout, but I think it is very important. I come from a working class family. I'm sure many of you on the panel. Michael is in Pennsylvania. This represents a lot because much of the conversation, at least from what I am hearing, are people wanting to know more from the president regarding the future, and also, do you believe in America? We've done a segment now pretty much every day on China versus, not to pit people against another country, but to say the manufacturing world has changed forever here, and there are people who will work these jobs in those factories who depend on the auto industry and will retire with their pensions, and they're watching this, and they're trying to decide who was on their side.
It's very significant, and it's why Mitt Romney is not particularly competitive in his own home state of Michigan right now. The people of Ohio are very big in the auto industry, and it's why Obama has been leading, and they're paying attention to all this.
And Margie, quickly, I want to play this new ad out from the president called Determination. It brings up the auto industry, but it also brings up a point of criticism for the president. Let me play this new ad he's got out.
Our auto industry, back. And our heroes are coming home. We're not there yet, but we've made real progress. And the last thing we should do is turn back now.
Margie, should that have been the message a while ago, not Big Bird and some of these other things? I had Governor Ed Rendell on last week, and he pretty much wrote this ad for the Obama campaign. He said, this is what you need to do. You need to hit this home. But as we ask if it's too late for Governor Romney to try to become more moderate after the convention, is it too late for this message?
I think I've heard that kind of message from the Obama campaign for a while, that we're making progress, but we still have more ground to cover in the recovery. I've been hearing that for a long time from the Obama campaign. I think what's important here is not simply can Mitt Romney check the box on saying he's a moderate for the last 2 weeks. Only one candidate really has demonstrated an understanding of our shared struggle and support for the middle class, while Mitt Romney, behind closed doors, says, half of the electorate, I don't care about them because they think they're entitled to food. And that's the difference between now and 1992. You didn't have Bill Clinton saying, well, half of the electorate, I'm not concerned about them. They think they're victims. And that's really a crux of going on in this election.
Margie, Amira, thank you very much. Michael, it's always a pleasure. Lois, great pleasure having you on as well. And, of course, Jonathan, we love having your voice. You are equal parts here. Thank you so much. Up next, during the debate, Governor Romney said America lost its influence